Hey everybody, it's QB for Culturalist Theory, and today we're going through the top 10 singles from Jodeci. This should be fun, so like, subscribe, and share. Let's get to it. Number 10. Lately. Y'all remember MTV Unplugged? It was a show on music television where artists would perform acoustic versions of their songs, then the episode's audio would be packaged and billed as an album. In 1993, Uptown Records put up a number of artists like Heavy D, Mary J. Blige, and Jodeci on the show. During the performance, Jodeci did a cover of the legend Stevie Wonder's record Lately from his 1980 album Hotter Than July. Of course, the lyrics, the sentimental piano keys, and the melodies are all exquisite because they come from the mind of one of America's musical treasures. This gentle, subtly beautiful song is gracefully sung by JoJo and a toned-down KC, tapping into their gospel roots. Their rendition was subsequently released as a single for the Uptown MTV Unplugged album. It became the biggest pop hit in the group's career, selling close to 1 million copies, topping the R&B charts and reaching number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. You can find this song on the expanded version of Diary of a Mad Band. This track was so infectious that even Martin Lawrence had to grab a mic and declare himself the Mad Band's 5th member, interrupting the group's performance of the beloved song. Ooh, yeah. Number 9, What About Us? The third and final single from Diary of a Mad Band is a sleeper. While more subdued than some of their bigger songs, What About Us has gentle yet powerful vocal performances that relay the sensitivity of its theme, needing and making love. Essentially a JoJo solo song, this record is absent KC's prominent presence. The beat is lush, laced with all the trappings of Devontae's grandiose production tricks, while JoJo's bandmates back him up with soulful harmonies. Surprisingly, there is no video for this song, possibly because JoJo lacked the star power to shine as a leading man on screen. There are 2 official remixes to this song that are so radically divergent from the original, they're almost different songs. The first is a Swing Mob remix produced by Timbaland and a guest verse from Magoo, RIP to him. The beat is boom bap mixed with Timbo's beatbox and is banging. Some of the lyrics and melodies are different than the album version. The second version is the Mr. Dalvin mix, which heavily samples Eric B. as president. This one has a knocking beat as well, different melodies, lyrics, and a tolerable Mr. Dalvin verse. It's hard to choose, but we'll go with the Timbaland Swing Mob remix as a better of the 2. Let us know which version you prefer in the comments. Number 8, Every Moment. After a 20-year hiatus, Jodeci fully reunited in 2015 to release their 4th LP, The Past, The Present, The Future. Jodeci didn't lose a step during their decades apart because Every Moment sounds like a combo of every moment we've loved from their previous singles. The syncopated drums over synthy glossy beats, deep piano chords, and luxuriant vocal harmonies. All the members play their parts perfectly. Devontae plays the black and whites, KC bellows and echoes front and center, JoJo covers the bridge beautifully, and Mr. Dalvin is just there. That's our motley crew. The legendary music video director Hype Williams let us down with the video though. He had our fellas out there in Aspen shining bright as the snow in the sun, but why can the film crew's feet be seen in Casey's Ray-Ban lenses? This beautiful love record shot to number 1 on Billboard's adult R&B chart, but it only boosted the decent Past, Present, Future album to sell a limp 27K. Number 7, Love You for Life. If there was a beauty pageant for music, this song would be a debutante winner. The second single from 95's The Show, The After Party, The Hotel is excellent across the board. This glossy, groovy beat, entirely produced by Devontae, who plays the guitars and other instruments here, is one of the best in their catalog. It's a heartfelt track that's slow but not sluggish like some of the other sentimental songs in Jodeci's single catalog. The vocal performance from KC is crisp, clear, and controlled, before eventually turning commanding when he goes full range. The harmonies from Dalvin, Devontae, and JoJo on the chorus are fantastic, and JoJo shows out again with another stellar verse. The lyrics celebrate love's possibility to overcome challenges, and it's refreshing to hear a Jodeci song in their singles list that's not overtly sexual like, say, Freakin' You. There's a remix of this song produced by Mr. Dalvin that's called Main Pass. It has a grungy, sparse, boom bap beat that thumps hard and has a different melodic arrangement. It's short and sweet and one of the best Mr. Dalvin remixes, but it isn't topping the wall of sound that is the album and video version. Speaking of the video, directed by Brett Ratner, the same guy who did all the Rush Hour movies, it features a fictional wedding between TLC's T-Boss and Mr. Dalvin, officiated by rap legend turned man of the cloth, Rev Run. It's one of the best Jodeci music videos. This record charted at number 8 on R&B radio and number 31 on pop. We think it could have charted higher, but we have to give them credit. Remember, 1995 was one of the hardest years for R&B music. We had On Bended Knee by Boyz II Men, Creep and Waterfalls by TLC, and Montel Jordan's This Is How We Do It. Not to mention icons Mike Jack, Mariah Carey, and Whitney Houston each spent weeks at a time in the #1 spot that year. Obviously, we have another list to make. Number 6, I'm Still Waiting. Jodeci's debut album, Forever My Lady, came out on May 28, 1991. The last promotional single, I'm Still Waiting, wasn't released until August 25, 1992. In between then, Jodeci released 4 singles, toured with MC Hammer, Boyz II Men, and TLC, performed on talk shows and award ceremonies, and featured on 3 of the Father MC's biggest songs, Treat Them Like They Want to Be Treated, Lisa Baby, and Everything's Gonna Be Alright. They don't do artist development and marketing like that anymore. I'm Still Waiting is an excellent song that's only overshadowed by the monster hits that preceded it, and actually broke Jodeci's 3-peat streak of #1 R&B singles, Forever My Lady, Stay, and Come and Talk to Me, by peaking at number 10 on the charts. However, in a lot of ways, this one surpasses many of the others. The beat is the most musically dense, the harmonies are magnificent, and the subject matter about longing for reconciling a relationship's missteps shows maturity. Oh wait, we're describing the album version. The video, directed by Lionel C. Martin, and features the band mobbing hard in the streets like a wailing Wu-Tang Clan, uses the swing mob radio mix version of this song. It opens with the acapella harmonies from the band until the slamming hip-hop beat drops. JoJo leads the vocals well until Casey takes over, and Mr. Dalvin raps a serviceable verse. How night and day the video and album versions are make it hard to say which is better. We're more fond of the album cut, but we'll just say it depends on the mood. One is for the Jeeps, the other for the sheets. Before we get into the top 5 Jodeci singles, we have to say that listening to these songs repeatedly and researching their history has made us gain a new appreciation for Casey's vocal leadership and legacy. Not only did he front one of the early 90s most successful groups, he also dominated in the late 90s and early 2000s in a duo with his brother JoJo, which sold close to 5.5 million records. Yet when we think of great male R&B singers from one of the genre's golden ages, Casey's name rarely comes up. So what do you think? Does Casey get enough love? Let us know down in the comments below. Number 5, Cry For You.
It's been an hour since you've been gone, and that's too long, so come back home.
Give this man some water because he is thirsty. Is that why they shot the video in the desert? No. In all seriousness, the first single, Cry For You, from one of the definitive 90s R&B group albums, 93's Diary of a Mad Band, has to be on this list. Deeply layered with moving synth strings, slightly dark piano chords, and a thumping bass line, the harmonies in the chorus and pitch-perfect verses are impeccable. I mean, you just feel it when the bridge kicks in. Only Love You For Life matches the maximal emotional sound that epitomizes Jodeci. On the R&B Money podcast hosted by Jay Valentine and Tank, check out our video on him, they interviewed Casey and praised him for his "oh yeah" ad-lib. Casey later told a story of his mother threatening to whoop him if he didn't sing as a youngin'. The way Casey blasts on this record, you'd think the belt wasn't far behind him because he lets loose his finest "oh yeah" on wax here. JoJo does his thing on the second verse, singing with so much force that he lacks more to say during his chorus runs, falling back on his brother KC to cover. This record is so good that it's sampled for Bun B's single "You're Everything," produced by Mr. Lee, a classic ode to Southern hip-hop featuring Rick Ross, David Banner, 8Ball, and MJG, making this Cry For You even more iconic. Number 4, Freakin' You. After the release of Jodeci's double platinum second album, Diary of a Mad Band, many critics chastised them for their overtly sexual lyrics. So, how did Jodeci respond?
Every time I close my eyes, I wake up feeling so horny.
What can we say? Sex sells. The Notorious B.I.G. agreed. The single turned theme song for anyone about to get their groove on would go on to be one of the best-selling records of '95. Charted high in Australia, the UK, Zimbabwe, and in the US for R&B and pop. His video shows just how far the boys from down south had come. No longer unknowns dancing in the New York subway while pedestrians pass by like in the Gotta Love video. They're now stars on stage while fans clamor for their clothes, and supermodels like fine-ass Beverly Pill await them in hotel suites. She's still fine, by the way. It's hard to do, but if you look past the magnificent beat, the commanding vocal performances, the raunchy lyrics, and the majestic melodic harmonies, you'll see that Jodeci is actually playing it safe here. Freakin' You is the band leaning into all their strength with full force, which is why it's so successful upon release and has remained a fan favorite ever since. This song has proven to have legs beyond 1995. It's been covered, sampled, and remixed by modern artists like Mila J and Future's Freaknik, and DJ Khaled's Freakin' You featured Lil Wayne and Gunna. There are 2 official remixes. One is the Funky Freaky mix, which features a sparser version of the beat, good for those who want to hear more vocals than instrumental. Then there is the Mr. Dalvin remix, where Raekwon the Chef raps Wu and Jodeci are like cousins, and Ghostface Killah spits Jodeci style, pulling ladies like a hamstring. The collab we didn't know we needed is a banger that's made even more incredible when you learn Mr. Dalvin made the beat and was able to restrain himself from rapping with the gods. Thank you. Number 3, Come and Talk to Me. Easily this song is one of Jodeci's most recognizable. The infectious chorus gets stuck in your head, the beat is simple yet layered, and the singing is superb and seductive. Jodeci's catalog has been sampled a lot in hip-hop, but this record has drawn the most attention from producers, singers, and rappers looking to flip a hit. Bryson Tiller's Talk to Me, Biggie and Nas's I Really Want to Show You, and Cameron's diss to Jay-Z, which uses the same name, are just a few. Over a mix of light and heavy piano keys paired with a funky bass line and a mix of snares and snaps, KC sings about the good old-fashioned art of wooing a woman with words while the boys back him up. What makes this song's staying power even more remarkable is that it was originally made for the demo then teenage Jodeci brought with them to New York, hoping to get a deal with Uptown Records. This song is even more pertinent now than it was then, seeing as how there's an epidemic of single people out there, particularly men, almost 2 to 1, fueling the red pill to incel pipeline. Nonetheless, in this digital age where you can now swipe left or right to find a match, Jodeci gives the uncuffed an icebreaker to spark a conversation face to face. Hit him with the line,
I'm a single man, I hope that you are single too.
The video, again directed by Lionel C. Martin from the film How to Be a Player, has the boys in a sleek all black while KC sings so hard you think he's gonna pop a varicose in his neck. The other official mixes of this single are the Puffy produced hip hop mix and dance mix, where a woman's moans drown the rap of unknown MC Fat Doug, along with the horny mix where a woman moans on the entire song. Can't play that around grandma. The album version is the best. Come and Talk to Me stayed atop the R&B charts for 2 weeks and was their highest peak at the time on Billboard's Hot 100, reaching 11th place. It is still one of their most streamed songs. Number 2, Fiendin'. Using metaphor in music is what separates the general from the genius. While comparing the love of another to a drug is not new, see Billie Holiday's You Go to My Head or Rick James's Mary Jane, Jodeci's Fiendin', the second single from Diary of a Mad Band, is a welcome venture into whimsical creative writing. Hats off to Devontae Swing's pen and production on this one. With its sliding, slapping snare, hypnotic 2-note guitar riff, and a syncopated beat, this song stands out in the Jodeci catalog for incorporating blues' essence in its singing and subject matter. Just listen to the first line from KC.
Take my money, my house and my cars.
The way it's delivered is dripping with the same soul as B.B. King's The Thrill Is Gone or Muddy Waters' Managed Boy. That applies to the chorus as well, which is lavishly layered with harmonies as thick as the Bible and a tasteful talk box ad-lib. The bridge on the third verse builds up to a glorious crescendo that just sweeps you away like a Mississippi gospel choir. This song is timeless and sounds just as good today as it did more than 2 decades ago. The video, unfortunately, doesn't. Hype Williams shot this, and it takes place in an insane asylum with Jodeci and the supporting cast acting mentally deranged in a way that would get them canceled today. Hey, the 90s were a different time, so we'll cut them some slack. Eric Sermon did both of the official remixes. The E Double Gets Busy and Busy Herb mixes are stripped down and slowed, almost as if Sermon was trying to get his DJ screw on. We'll take the original, sir. The song surprisingly never went number 1 on US R&B, edged out by R. Kelly's bigger, nastier bump and grind. Number 1, Forever My Lady. When we talk about certain R&B songs, we sometimes throw the phrase baby making music around too loosely. But if we were to take a step back and really think about the act of making love to bring forth new life, few songs capture the rapture of it all more than Jodeci's Forever My Lady, the title song and second single from their debut project. This slow jam encapsulates so much of the sultry, smooth essence that makes great Quiet Storm R&B. Over 808 bass that beats deep, Devontae Swing and co-producer Al B. Shore layer this sauntering, slow instrumental with light piano keys, reverberated snares and kicks, and wistful synced strings. KC commandingly sings about the joy of having a child with the woman he loves, his passion emphasized by the drop of the strings at the start of each verse. It's all about the build-up in this song, the anticipation ebbing and growing with each 8 bars. When the bridge comes, the boys in the band sound angelic in unison, singing of the euphoria from unity, leading to the chorus that takes us to ecstasy. Why does this record resonate so much? Maybe it's because Al B. Shore wrote this song for Kim Porter. Yes, the same late Kim Porter who shares children with the bad boy Sean Puffy Combs to celebrate the birth of their son Quincy Brown. This song, unlike most of the other singles in Jodeci's catalog, is multi-purpose. It can be played at the end of the prom, for the bride and groom's wedding dance, in the bedroom going half on a baby, or in the delivery room 9 months later. The video features the quartet performing in what appears to be Scarface's mansion in unicolor short tracksuits with black ACGs, looking like they'll stump you out while they sing. The album and video versions of Forever My Lady are the same, and the 12-inch funky version of this track is only slightly more spruced up. It's just as good. This song would be the breakout single for Jodeci, going number 1 on the R&B charts and beginning their roll of 2 more consecutive number 1 singles. For anyone wondering, the KC and JoJo ranking is coming soon. Until then, check out this playlist of our male R&B artists. Stay tuned for more Culturalist Theory. Peace.